learners, welcome to this online session. I am Dr. Rakhi Sharma from School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Learners, in this session we are going to discuss about the key issues and challenges and some measures to address the challenges before the power distribution sector. So friends, we have so far presented a broad picture of the electricity sector in India in our last sessions. So in spite of having abundant energy resources and large pool of highly skilled human capital, we are faced with many problems in all three components of the power supply system. What are these three components? These are generation, transmission and distribution. So we find that the distribution sector is considered as a weakest link in the entire supply chain. So many challenges and issues have emerged in operation and management of distribution utilities and companies. So in our last discussion, our special focus was on the key issues and challenges facing the power distribution utilities. With the impact of changing scenario of economic liberalization and globalization, the distribution utilities now have to be managed more efficiently and generate revenues and provide better services to the consumer. So let us see that what are the key issues and challenges before the distribution sector in brief. So we may outline some as a poor management. So we may outline some key issues and challenges as non-availability of the power, poor management, high technical and commercial losses. They may include the theft and pilferage of electricity. So just in brief we will discuss that what are these issues and challenges. So power non-availability, the major reason for this lie in frequent breakdown in the power distribution system. So you know that what is the major reason of this? Because of the breakdowns. Because of the breakdowns in the power distribution system, the consumer do not get the power at their premise. So this is the issue and or this challenge need to be addressed. Then poor management of the distribution utilities. This is responsible for many ills such as the poor infrastructure. Because of this poor management, the various ills are there like the poor infrastructure of the system, then financial crunch will be there, and in the distribution sector the power theft and misuse, this also happens because of the poor management and the corruption. So next challenge is the high aggregate technical and commercial losses, which is also called AT&C losses. So these are in the range of 10 to 40% and this results from number of factors. What are these? So like the ill maintenance of the equipment of distribution system and the substation. So then aging of transformer, this is also cause the high AT&C losses. Then inadequate investments in the infrastructure component. Overloading of the system element is also there. So because of the overloading of equipment, what happens? And this also cause the high losses that combined with the AT&C losses. Then insufficient reactive compensation. So this reactive power compensation is very important because it draws a more current from the source. So there should be like the capacitor bank in the shunt need to be used for this. So proper compensation devices need to be used. So because of this insufficient reactive compensation, there are losses, there are instability. So these high technical and commercial losses and aggregate technical and commercial losses, aggregate means which is including the revenue loss also, it is including that non-realization of the bills etc. So these need to be addressed and these are the challenges before the distribution sector. Then again another challenge is the non-remunerative tariff structure. further weakens the condition of the distribution utilities, and particularly the state electricity boards. And this is non-remunerative tariff structure is amongst the various consumer categories. There is a substantial cross subsidization in the retail tariffs. What do you mean by this? So, you know that the tariffs set by the state electricity regulatory commissions, and this is sometimes it is not enough to meet the utilities expenses. Expenses are more, but the realization of the bills is less. The tariff, because of the you can say that the because of the skewed tariff structure. So, this the industrial what are the various consumer categories? This may be the industrial, they may be the commercial or domestic. So, the industrial commercial consumers have subsidized sometimes, and are still subsidizing a large number of the agriculture and domestic consumers. So, this leads to skewed tariff structure and non-viable tariff structure, and which needs to be rationalized. So, this also the cause of the poor financial health of the utilities. Then privatization of distribution utilities, this is another challenge. So, this topic of privatization and restructuring, this has been widely debated. So, you know that the distribution reforms in India that involve regulatory and structural changes, this have been introduced due to the inability of the public sector to provide the adequate resources or services. So, that is why the distribution reforms came, and which address the this privatization and restructuring issues. So, since the distribution sector is the weakest link in entire supply chain, the privatization was adopted as a means in some part to improve the financial health of the sector and its service quality. So, the choice of privatization model, its process and sequencing is also a real challenge before the distribution sector. Then low consumer satisfaction, this is other challenge faced by the distribution sector. So, problem faced by consumer such as frequent power cuts, load shedding, and other problem is like the inability to provide good customer complaint redressal service. Then lack of responsiveness in giving new connections, because suppose the consumer wants the new connections. So, maybe the responsiveness of the person is not there who is in the distribution company. So, this is also, this makes the consumer unsatisfied. Then solving the problem of the supply disruption, this may be the one reason, or taking care of the issues related to the bills. This results the low consumer satisfaction. Then the other problem is the other challenge is poor quality of the power supply. So, the quality of the supply this can be erratic, and which this is basically it measures with the voltage fluctuation. So, with massive fluctuation can be there in between the 180 volt to 250 volt. It is also sometimes this voltage fluctuation is common. So, this is also one of the challenges before the distribution sector. There are other problems which include like 100% or large overhead network, which makes the system quite vulnerable to weather conditions because it is exposed. So, load management is inadequate, that inadequate load management, because this leading to the peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys means the large gap between the peak load demand and the base load demand. So, because this should not be there, this peak load and the base load should not be very high, or our system should be able to meet the all demands. So, this is also the problem, and which is beyond the manageable limit. So, this create the problem, and power supply is highly unreliable. So, nonetheless these are the key issues and challenges before the distribution sector. Many steps can be taken by power distribution utilities or companies to meet these key issues and challenges facing by them. So, what are these steps, like the improving the metering efficiency by proper energy accounting and auditing? These measures can be taken. Then improve billing and collection efficiency, fixing of accountability of the personnel and feeder managers, which may help considerably in reduction in the high aggregate technical and commercial loss. Then providing better quality power in terms of the voltage fluctuations and reliability by reducing the power cuts. Some steps can be taken by the distribution utilities to meet these challenges. So, now let us see what can be done to meet the challenges, that what measures can be taken to address the challenges before the distribution sector. Here I am showing this. You can see that what can be done: generate more power, reduce AT&C losses, improve customer service, increase revenue collection, adopt better management practice, use information technologies. So, we will discuss some of them here. So, well, in the first step is to generate enough power which should meet the demand of the consumers, and the supply should match the demand. And for this, the network capacity addition to the system corresponding to the load growth, it should be done on the priority basis. The infrastructure also need to be developed for this. So, new legislations of regulating the electricity supply industry in the country and ensuing reforms are welcome steps in this direction, and we shall discuss these in the next sessions of this course of advanced certificate in power distribution and certificate of competency in power distribution of IGNOU, which are being offered by Indira Gandhi National Open University. So, you would agree that the electricity distribution has to be looked upon as a consumer service. So, the present power distribution system require regular strengthening, upgradation and modernization, and so this require capital investment. Quite a bit can be done by a distribution utility to meet these challenges, to solve the problems on its own, at its own level. So, all has to help in this direction. So, here we shall briefly chart out some measures on the positive note that with the determination and the will to succeed, and we shall overcome these challenges. So, the measures are like increase in revenue realization and reduction in the aggregate technical and commercial losses. Increase in the revenue realization, whatever we are supplying, it needs to be billed properly. So, that means when the supplying the cost of the energy which is being supplied and the cost and what is at the end which is being realized, it should match. So, just to meet the for the financial viability of the distribution utilities, but it not happen in actual because of, and this is also, this comes under the AT&C losses. So, revenue collection can be increased and also the aggregate technical and commercial losses can be minimized. This can be done by infusion of the information technology or other technology, then improving the metering efficiency, or this can be improved by proper energy accounting and auditing at every steps. So, at the supply end, if energy is being accounted, then the same that what at the transformer the energy which is reaching, then at the consumer end, at the end user what energy is being received. So, this all should be measured, proper accounting should be there, and then auditing should be there. So, it will help to the in revenue collection and improving the efficiency of the distribution system. So, improve billing and collection efficiency and professional managerial practices. So, this will help for the revenue collection and reducing the AT&C losses. So, with the introduction of electronic meter and lately the smart meters, initially we were using the electromagnetic meter, now these are being replaced by these has been replaced in a lot of places by the electronic meter, and now the smart meters are coming. So, over the last decades with this technological advancement, this has been made in the area of the metering and billing. So, however, the consumer awareness in this respect is very poor, and the utilities need to be spread awareness about this aspect, so that with regard to the metering and billing can also be implemented properly to reduce the AT&C losses or realization of the revenue. So, revenue collection could also be improved by holding employees of power utilities to be responsible for this activity and providing incentive to them, because it is necessary, because the person who are responsible for collecting the revenue from the large consumer base. So, they should be honest, they should be they should be very responsible. So, they also need to be encouraged to carry out their activity honestly, and the incentives also should be given to them. Other measures are improving customer satisfaction to meet the challenge to meet this challenge, because the customer satisfaction is also one of the challenge. Measures should be taken for improving the customer satisfaction, and it can be improved by enhancing the consumer convenience. For the consumer convenience, commercial call center to deal with all kinds of bills and the meter related complaints, and fully network consumer care centers for quick redressal of the consumer's complaint. This could be established. Then providing ample bill payment avenues for improving the customer satisfaction. They should have the access to the these avenue. So, information on the consumption, billing and the payment, this should be made available online to all the consumers to view bills, print duplicate bills, and make payment through the web. And other measures for the consumer satisfaction is like providing better quality of power in terms of the voltage fluctuations and reliability by reducing the power cuts. Voltage fluctuation should be minimum and the power cuts should not be there. So, these require ensuring that the system is renovated and maintained in a proper working condition. Then putting in place a customer complaint redressal mechanism, that is the more responsive and proactive, and the system should be capable enough to meet the growing demands of information conscious customers, just to give them proper satisfaction and improve their customer satisfaction in this sector. Then other measures is like the adoption or adopting better management practices. So, in the organization, operational efficiency improvement and customer service also need to be addressed at various levels. Successful application of management services revolve around the various areas like the tariff management, meter management, then credit and collection management, the collection of the bills or revenue for the electricity they have already consumed, then payables and receivables, then business functionality and regular technology refresh should be there. So, proper that management or better management practices should be in these area, like improving the bottom line in the customer care, then processing competitive agility, then invoking right operations and monitoring quantitative and qualitative benefits. Maintaining performance standards should be given due attention. In an effective management information system, which is also called MIS, should be used to ensure effective and timely flow of accurate information to facilitate quick decision making at various levels of the organization. This is MIS. And improve operation and management of the distribution system. So friends, MIS should be able to take care of different needs of at various levels. Otherwise, huge data generated from the MIS will not be of any significant use. The structure of MIS should be, or this management information system MIS should be distribution company specific because of various differences in the in their organizational structure and responsibilities at various levels across the organization. In case of the privatization of distribution sector, the safeguards needs to be put in place. Private participation should be subject to definite time bound goals of improving the quality and reliability of the supply. The government should provide support such as control of theft and provision of subsidy during the transition phase. So, other measures that can be taken to address the challenges before the sector, another is the application of the information technology. However, these days we are using a lot of information technologies, and this is the technology is completely advancing these days, but still the improvement is required in some areas. So, nowadays information technology and the computer aided tools for the revenue realization in the distribution sector, the tools required for the revenue realization, reduction in the power cuts, monitoring and control, they play a vital role in distribution management. So, creation of comprehensive up-to-date consumer index and system database on the computerized platform is essential, because large consumer databases, the upkeeping of this is required for the sector. So, use of this make efficient commercial and technical operation and management of any distribution system. The energy accounting, billing and the revenue management can be computerized to provide better service to the consumers. Development of digital mapping of the entire assets of the distribution system, computerized load flow studies. Then GIS, what is GIS? GIS, Geographic Information System Mapping. SCADA, what is SCADA? SCADA is Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition System. These are some IT applications for long term strengthening of the distribution system. So, these should be also taken care. Other measures that can be addressed to challenge before the distribution sector is improving the governance in the sector. So, the focus should be on the improving the governance in the distribution sector, so that the reforms are more compatible with the broader sustainable development goals. You should understand that the distribution industry today has become complex and demanding. Electric utilities are no more monopolies, enterprises. Competition in the sector is being encouraged. Every utility, public or private, has to demonstrate concrete achievements in reduction in the AT&C, aggregate technical and commercial losses, and increase in collections, revenue collections. So, cost effectiveness is the key to remain in the business. Friends, several reforms initiatives have been taken to improve the functioning of the distribution utilities. Concerted efforts are being made to meet the investment requirements for capacity building in the state, to improve operational efficiencies and quality of the supply, and improve the financial viability of the sector and its overall management. So, you will study more about these efforts in detail in the regulatory framework, which will be covered in the course of advanced certificate in the power distribution management in our next unit. With this learners, we will come in the next session, and till then, thank you and happy learning.